There's nothing that is neat about this process of making this scarecrow, but it is so worth it. I got this styrofoam head on Amazon. It was really, really cheap. I think I got like a half dozen of them or something. I use them to put my hats on in my closet, but I had some extra ones. So I took glue and water and mixed them. I like to do a ratio of two parts glue to 1 part water. And got out a big paintbrush, and I took and cut pieces of burlap. I actually had this sitting outdoors, so it was quite aged and nasty already. But once you cut it, it frays real easy on the edges. So I cut it into sort of patchwork pieces, and then I dipped them into the glue water, wrung them out, and then pressed them to the styrofoam head. As I was forming it, because of the curves, I had actually cut sockets for the eyes and a piece for the mouth, which is going to end up having blackbird feathers coming out of it. So it'll be like the Scarecrow ate the blackbird. But I had to put pins in it in order to handle the curves on the surface, so that it would stick while it's drying, and it's starting to harden on there now, which is good. And when I'm done, I'm going to be putting in some more details. There's going to be some, I'm going to take some twine and use that to make some stitching. And then I'm going to be taking a big piece of burlap that has really weird curly edges and make a really strange hood that will go around it. And that will be also with the glue water, the decoupage down onto it, so that it becomes hard and part of it. And this will just be sort of a scarecrow bust. What's cool about this is the styrofoam heads have a hole in the bottom, so if you really wanted to actually make a scarecrow, this could be your head that you'd be using for it. And you could even take a really bad straw hat, and you could cover that in burlap too, and make him even more tattered and weird and frayed and put together. I want him to look a little bit stitched up, and then of course the black feathers will be coming out of the mouth, and I might put a bird atop of him too. So that's the plan, and it's really fun to do. This is really easy. It looks complicated. It is not complicated. It's just a little bit time consuming because you have to let it dry between doing things. Like I want the face to be all dried before I add any applique, and then in the end, when this is all hard and dry, I'm going to be rubbing a black glaze into it and then rubbing the glaze off, so that the glaze only goes down into the holes, and it'll cause blackening and aging and make it look really old. And then I'm going to probably take some rust paint and water and drip it and let it roll down like raindrops had run down, but leaving kind of a rusty trail. So these are the sorts of things that I'll be doing, and I'll be sharing how this is getting done. It's really fun. I've actually been watching Scarecrow-themed horror movies while I'm doing it, so that makes it even kind of creepier. Okay, it's time for me to start pulling the pins out of it. It's only been about, I don't know, a couple hours, but this burlap has, with the glue water that's holding it down, has become completely stiff. It is a fantastic fabric stiffener. Now my next challenge is I'm going to have to take the hood cowl thing that I'm going to be putting around it. I'm going to need to soak that in a big vat of glue water and work it around there and pin it down and make sure it stays in place. But the pins are ready to come out of this because it is absolutely hard. This is working really well. I can't wait to get some details into this. I'm going to be aging it, and it's just going to take on this really sinister life. I'm at the point now where I have done the black glaze. It's gotten into all the cracks, and now I'm just kind of dry brushing some straw colored paint onto the surface. And I find that if you do things in an X, just X, 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 you don't end up with any sort of stroke marks or anything. It's going to be a real giveaway. But it's good to leave a little bit of stronger color here and there, make it a little bit patchy, make it not so uniform, and it helps to age it. And I'm going to be adding some staining and maybe deepening a few of the darker parts just to make them stand out more. I still need to do the neck on this, but all in all, I'm pleased with where it's going.